Lakers brought to you by your Toyota dealer. To make it easy, Allie Clifton alongside James Worthy, Robert Ory, Mike Trudell. Where do you want to begin? What stood out to you?
You know, regardless of who they've been playing, I know some players have been out for Sacramento and they got beat by Phoenix. I think they've learned from that. They're starting to play with some, what I call like blend. Everyone's involved. As you mentioned, 34 assists. Anytime they're in that category, 25, 26 assists, the ball is popping, it's moving. You get guys like Luka Doncic involved. The bench was productive. And I just thought they did a pretty good job of sustaining it. I know Sacramento Kings they're limited right now, but they're getting some time on the floor together. And I think that's important for them right now as they move forward. But they took care of business. Had fun, moving the basketball again. That's 2 in a row.
For me, I think when you play teams like this, you start to try stuff. And I was very proud that the Lakers didn't try stuff because they only had 9 turnovers. And that was huge to me because sometimes when you play opponents you know you're going to beat, you try different stuff and you turn the ball over. And that gives the other team momentum. So I was really proud that they came out, they took care of the basketball, they moved it properly, they got a lot of people involved, and more important, they was able to load management the right way.
The one thing I'd argue that they need to continue to try to do over the next 22 games is have the big three on the floor as much as possible together. Tonight was their 16th game because at the end of the day, after every game, you're going to look to the 3 of them. What did they do? Obviously, they combined tonight for 64, led by Luka's 28. But as we talked about last night, he was active. He had 12 and 5 assists in the first quarter. He had 8 of the team's 18 assists in the first half. But I think it just continued to get everyone empowered and involved. Yeah. It started with him, LeBron adding 24.
Yeah, I think that formula works for Luka. I mean, he can always get his points, but when he's getting people involved early, as you mentioned, 5 assists early in the game, that jump starts the team, you know, and it lets them know that he's sharing and he's looking and he's, you know, he's unselfish, and I think that spreads throughout the team. And then when he has to get his, he has no problem doing so. LeBron's playing a lot of bully ball too right now. He's using his size.
Rhythm. And the most important thing is getting the rhythm, especially this late in the year. You see so many teams that have opportunities to go far in the playoffs. It's because they have a rhythm. You know, a lot of times it's about the talent, but more important it's about the rhythm. If you're able to play like one another, you know each other on the court at all times, and you do certain things, like the little things, to make the team better, like passing the ball when you had a shot, pass it to another shot that makes it a great shot. So the way they're playing as a team right now is, like, I'm going to use your favorite word, trending the right way.
And it's not just with the starters, it's not with just the big 3, but then we can trend into the bench. Another 43 from them tonight. And it was led by Luka Doncic. And you know, we just heard Mike Trudell talking with Luke postgame. And there's one thing I want to point out about it. For him, 27 over the last 2 nights in the last 48 hours, 7 of 12 from deep. He's shooting 48%, big game, on the season from downtown. He has an opportunity to be just the 9th player to have a 50% shooting season from 3.
Yeah, I mean, as high as his percentage is, he doesn't do it just by sitting out on the 3-point line. He gets those shots. He really moves well without the basketball. He'll get a backdoor cut for a layup. And so when you're that, you know, when you're that mobile, it keeps the defense wondering, is he going to cut? Is he going to, you know, set up and shoot the 3? And he does a good job of passing the ball off the dribble. So I think that's what makes him more effective. Him more potent, I think.
It also understands when you're a 3-point shooter, people are going to try to run you up the line. So I love the fact that sometimes he just catches and goes straight to the basket. A lot of 3-point shooters want to try to pump fake, side step, and still shoot a 3. He's not that type of guy. He'll pump fake and go to the rack. And then he'll keep his dribble alive, too, which a lot of guys will try to either get the layup or something. He'll keep his dribble alive, dribble back out, and throw it around and get an assist. So that's very important for guys not to just be one-dimensional. And he's not just a 3-point shooter. He's an active player, which makes it harder for the defense to guard him.
I think the final note for me, just to kind of take a step outside, look at it from big picture. Again, just 22 left on the season. You have 7 of your next 8 at home. So when you talk about stacking wins, we just looked at that previous homestand, 8-game homestand, where they were 4-4, and not many people happy with how that one ended. Where do you kind of take this in terms of making it consistent with the effort and just the production that you've been able to put forth of these last couple?
First thing I do is I remind.
Stacking wins. We just looked at that previous homestand, 8-game homestand, where they were 4-4, and not many people happy with how that one ended. Where do you kind of take this in terms of making it consistent with the effort and just the production that you've been able to put forth of these last couple?
First thing I do is I remind them of that last homestand, how disappointing that was. Was that kind of like right before the All-Star break, too, a little bit?
It had that in it. Yep.
Yeah, so, yeah, that was disappointing. I would remind them of that. You know, if you have time, you might want to show segments of film. Which, you got to guard your yard, as they say. And, you know, you can't allow to be inconsistent at home. With 22 games left, they need some W's. They got to play like they played tonight against teams that are healthy and teams that are above 500. Tonight against teams that are healthy and teams that are above 500. If they want to move up and stay out of that play-in situation.
You know, what I like best about this month is they have a bunch of teams in front of them. Mm-hmm. And so now you have your mark. You can make your mark by beating these teams and cementing yourself as a higher seed. So this month is really a true test for them. We have a lot of home games, but also there's a lot of tough teams that we have to play. So this is a way to tune up for the playoffs, because if you can beat these teams, you can be in a good position in the playoffs, and then you're already going to have that taste of blood in your mouth like a shark, and you're going to be like, okay, let's go out and let's eat.
See if the Lakers can do just that. Eat. Time to hear from Coach JJ Redick, brought to you by your Toyota dealers. I love that chat. I should have added that off the top about Maxi Kleber. The 2 dunks. We're seeing a different side of Maxi Kleber.
Hey, Max is going to the rack. Hey, he's not just a three-point shooter.
Max to the rack.
Max to the rack. We love it. We're going to get you downtown. Check out the highlight of this one in case you missed it.
Down court, made it happen.
Good vibe and energy from the squad early. Luka Doncic is speaking at the podium.
Knew about him every night in these interviews, but yeah, I mean, he's amazing, man. For a guy who didn't have the internet, pretty good. Yeah, I mean, look, he's the future. There's no question. I mean, he just happens to be on a team with one of the greatest players, LeBron, and upcoming guy, Austin Reaves. But make no doubt about it, this guy's been to the finals before. You know, he seems to understand all the dynamics of the game and how to make it happen. He's a leader, and he's getting older now, so the more experience he gets, he's going to be more of a leader and learn more of how to, you know, get teams in position to win. So I think he's in the midst of that.
I think also he's getting to a point where he's really starting to trust his players more. There's so many great players. You know, you can start from Jordan to Dream and to Kobe to Shaq. So many guys that they felt like it was so good they could do it on their own, but then they realized, I can pass you the ball. Yeah, you can make a shot. You can get involved. And I think Luka is starting to trust the process where he knows that I don't have to score 30 every night, even though he's going to get his 30, but it's easier to get everybody involved. That way my 30 are a lot easier to get.
I was going to say, it just has to happen in a different way.
Correct.
And I think, too, when the big storyline for the squad all season long has been about how healthy can they actually get, then that trust can finally come.
Yeah. Also, if you trust someone, it makes the locker room vibe a little bit better. It makes the way you approach the game a little bit better. And it's about the trust and the energy that all goes together.
Depending on someone, depending on one another. When that happens, when you know a teammate has your back, and you know there's going to be mistakes made, and teammates understand that. But when you have a band of guys who can trust one another, you know they got your back. They understand mistakes and losses, and they move forward. That's good chemistry, and they're getting there. When everybody's healthy, you can see it. You can see the laughter and the you know, the way they convey to one another. It's coming back. They didn't have that for a while when they were losing, but they get the joy back in the game, and hopefully the rest of the defense, the consistency, you know, comes with that.
I think it's safe to say his teammates probably got him some birthday presents, too, after saying they didn't last night, after listening to that sound right there. Back-to-back wins by the Lakers, both in blowout. Access 360. What are you breaking down?
Right now?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to talk about assists,
from your seat,
sharing the basketball and doing what we need to do. All right, how many assists we have tonight?
34.
Now, right here, you got a little double screen. AR is going to dance a little bit, and this dance allows the defense to collapse, come up a little bit, which is perfect. And the fact that you got a shooter in the corner, they're going to stay at home. And then you go throw it over the top with Jackson Hayes, enough body control to get the dunk with the push by Westbrook. Now we got to post up. This is one of my favorite plays because you get the flare right here. The defender's trying to tell it, oh, it's a flare, it's a flare. But the great thing I mentioned about him, most guys want to pump fake, relocate to another three. Not here. We're going to pump fake and get to the rack, pump fake, then go up on another, protect the rim, get a layup. Now we got the point guard coming down. Now we got the power forward / center sets the pick and roll. He doesn't say, but the best thing about it, he stays in his line of sight. Then the power forward / center dunks it on his head. Nobody's expecting that. Look at the bench going crazy. Now we got another, with a 2 guard that's taking the ball out. We got the point guard who's coming up off this double pick by the bigs. The bigs set the double screen. Now the 2 guard has it. Now the point guard / 3 comes off of the hook, throws it up top to the center. The center should have dunked that, but he brings it back down if you don't have control and dunks the ball. Just want to let everybody know what positions those were. Y'all know the players' name. I just let you know what the positions were.
I was about to say power forward / center.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
You have to flip the script a little bit, make people at home be like, huh? Pay attention, people.
So
you'll learn some things.
What position is the guy that we're throwing to now? Look at the prompter.
Power forward / center.
Maxi Cleveland. He's speaking with Mike Trudell.
Point guard, Mike Trudell.
Maxi, JJ was talking about, and Luka hinted at this as well, just sort of the joy that teammates get from, when you play well and make plays. Do you feel that kind of collective energy from your teammates out there?
Yeah, I do. I mean, every time I do something, you look to the bench, everybody's celebrating. So obviously, it's a good push for me, good push for the team.
What do you think was just successful about the back-to-back here? What do you guys do well?
Playing with the right mindset, continuing where we left off yesterday, sharing the ball, being aggressive, making sure that we take care of the ball, and being solid on defense. Obviously, they had a stretch where they got too many offensive rebounds in the first half, but I think after that, we got it down and just kept building on what we did yesterday.
And then just what are you focused on both sides of the floor, and not just for these 2 games this weekend, but moving forward? Do you feel like there's starting to be a little bit of a role consistently off the bench for you?
Well, if I do that, I might get a dish here or there. So it's just playing like the game, what I'm expected to do.
JJ brought up a play earlier in your career against Kawhi, where Kawhi got the better of you, but you immediately were able to reset, and it didn't affect your aggressiveness.
What play are you talking about?
I said Kawhi dunked on you.
Playoffs?
Yeah.
Playoffs. Yeah, I remember
that. Yeah. I wasn't going to go there, but since you asked for clarification.
Yeah, no, plays like that happen. I think if you try to contest the shots or at least make the shots difficult, go for blocks, it's going to happen here and there, but I will always take the chance and go for it. There will be highlight plays. Obviously, there's amazing players and better athletes out there than me, but, if you try to win and try to compete, you just take your chances. Yes, sir.
Anything from Luka tonight all the time, but he had a particular, the one to the corner.
Incredible pass, obviously LeBron and him are the best ones to find the corner guy like that, and having a great shooter like Luke waiting in the corner for that is.
Tuesday night they play host to the New Orleans Pelicans. Thursday they head to Denver to face the Nuggets. Then the Lakers return home for matchups with the Pacers, Knicks, and T-Wolves. And so as we talked at the top of the show, you were in the midst of 7 of 8. So you got 6 of your next 7 at home, with likes of New Orleans, Pacers, the Bulls, teams that you should beat. And then the flip side, what JJ also pointed to, a couple of teams that are in front of you, that being the Nuggets twice. You got the T-Wolves, both teams right ahead of you. And
you understand what you need to do as a unit, and you can execute, but more importantly, put people on lockdown defensively.
Definitely want the 2 against the 2 good teams, Denver and who's it, Minnesota?
Yep.
No, you definitely want those 2. So I'm with you, Rob. I want them all. They do. They owe themselves.
The Lakers play the Knicks. It's almost like an away game because the Knicks fans come out in droves. But I think, you start with the Knicks fans come out in droves. But I think, you start with the Pelicans, which is the next game up. You don't lose to another team that's beneath you. And you come out and you attack the way you're supposed to attack, like you did this evening, by sharing the basketball, by making everybody involved, and not having, double-digit turnovers. So they can do it. They just got to put the mind to it.
Really, that 3?
They can do it. They just got to put the mind to it.
Really, that 3 through 6? It's crazy how it changes with every game's result.
Game, yeah. Look at that.
You're a game and a half out of third.
9-5. It's close.
Yeah, it's close, and it's amazing how we sit in this position almost for the last 5 seasons. And a couple of seasons we moved up, And I think we need to keep trending like that, keep moving up, because this is possible, because all those other teams, if you look at who they have to play tough teams too. But the great thing about the Lakers' schedule is they got a lot of those games at home. So you got to take advantage of the home games and make sure you handle business and understand that right now you have to fine-tune it so you can get ready for the playoffs.
And in the first round of the playoffs, when that arrives, you want that first round, you want to play a team you think you can beat. You don't want to be up there with San Antonio or, Oklahoma. You want to be a team that you think. So they need to move into a position that they can have a good first round opponent that they can deal with.
And just avoid the play-in. Rui Hachimura is speaking at the podium.
Rui,